There was someone else paying close attention to what came out of the Commander-in-Chief forum. The Commander-in-Chief, President Obama, saying Trump must be challenged when he says, quote, uninformed or outright wacky ideas. And tonight, Hillary Clinton's team is now fundraising off of what they believe was an unfair forum. But Clinton is facing tough questions over some of what she said, too. And a major development involving former Secretary of State Colin Powell. He did advise Clinton on private email after all. Here's ABC's Cecilia Vega.
In North Carolina today, Hillary Clinton ripped into Donald Trump for lavishing praise on Vladimir Putin.
Even taking the astonishing step of suggesting he prefers the Russian president to our American president. That is not just unpatriotic. It's not just insulting to the office and the man who holds the office. It is scary. It is dangerous.
In that room full of veterans, she painted herself as the only one in the race who has what it takes to be commander-in-chief.
Steadiness, an absolute rock steadiness, and mixed with strength to be able to make the hard decisions.
But now, Clinton is taking heat for this statement.
We are not putting ground troops into Iraq ever again, and we're not putting ground troops into Syria. We're going to defeat ISIS without committing American ground troops.
There already are American troops on the ground in both countries. Today, Clinton clarifying.
I think putting a big contingent of American ground troops on the ground in Iraq and Syria would not be in the best interest of the fight against ISIS and other terrorist groups.
One issue that will not go away, her emails. Clinton spent a quarter of the time that she was on that stage answering questions about them. And she insisted she was careful handling classified material.
I took it very seriously. When I traveled, I went into one of those little tents that I'm sure you've seen around the world, because we didn't want there to be any potential for someone to have embedded a camera to try to see whatever it is that I was seeing that was designated, marked, and headed as classified.
But now, new insight into her email use and the advice she received from one of her predecessors. In an email, former Secretary of State Colin Powell, a Republican, told Clinton he too used, quote, a personal computer that was hooked up to a private phone line to communicate with a wide range of friends directly without it going through the State Department servers. Powell said he even used it to do business with some foreign leaders and some of the senior folks in the State Department on their personal email accounts.
And Cecilia Vega with us live tonight from Charlotte. And Cecilia, Hillary Clinton also seemed to fire back today when asked about criticism. She didn't smile enough last night.
Well, David, the head of the RNC tweeted that she seemed angry and on the defensive and that she didn't smile enough. Well, she was smiling today when she says she doesn't take anything that the RNC says seriously. She said, quote, Trump chose to talk about his deep admiration and support for Vladimir Putin. Maybe he did it with a smile, and I guess the RNC would have liked that. David?